put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See them superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spotlight Over the City. I'm your host, Stan Long, along with the super duper one and only Dana Dayne.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Our guest co-host is in the building, the wife herself, Mrs. Long.
Hey,
let's clap it up.
Terri.
Everybody in the building. Got a wonderful show for you guys this week.
Yes, we do.
Man, but look, before we talk about it, look, what we got?
Hey, look, everybody watching.
Oh, I got one too.
We
got
have
something
our
to sip
mugs.
on. Yep. Got
Look,
home.
y'all,
Got
Spotlight
t-shirts
Over the City.
coming.
Y'all have something to drink out of.
Got hats coming. We got our press passes. We got our press passes. We ready to be on the
Give me a
set.
high five.
Press
That's
passes.
right.
High five, wife. We on the press passes.
Yes.
So we're going to get right to it because
we
we got a busy
official.
show. Today we got the one and only KK, a.k.a. Chuck Brown's daughter, one of the singers in the Chuck Brown band. She's keeping that thing alive, keeping it going. Shout out to KK. She'll be here a little later on the set. But first up, we have Mr. Rodney Branche himself, a.k.a. Mr. Copa Style Magazine
That's
CEO.
right, Rodney Branche.
Is in the building. Let's give it up. Did I say Blanche or Branche?
You said Blanche. Don't worry about it, Branche. Nobody caught that.
I gotta stay focused.
Right, that's fine.
So I'm gonna get right to it. Spotlight news because we're running behind. Americans are considering themselves white. Who are considered themselves white are now taking DNA testing through two companies. One is 23andMe, and the other one is Ancestry.com. And to their dismay or shock or whatever you might want to say, some of them are finding out. Most of them are finding out that they have an African descent. One particular young lady, her name is Nicole Pursley, P-R-S-L-E-Y, Pursley, of Nokesville, Virginia, was raised as a Southern white young lady and now has found out that her roots are African and she shares the bloodline of Africans. Why is this a surprise?
She's mad.
No, I wouldn't say she was mad. They didn't say she was mad or happy. They just said that it was a shock to her system because she was raised in the South as a white young lady. She's young. And younger people definitely don't understand the bloodline. But let me just say this. I'm not surprised at all because Africa is the motherland and it's the root of all people. So I don't understand why people are like, like, of course, everybody's African. I said everybody's African.
You said everybody.
Yeah, everybody. So anyway, let's move on. In a recent interview in Vulture magazine, this threw me off a little bit. Quincy Jones has brought out that Richard Pryor was having sex with Marlon Brando. Who else?
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. I was like, oh, not my homie.
Quincy.
And James Baldwin, to name a few. They said that Marlon Brando, this is according to Quincy Jones' quote, was known to fuck anything moving.
Men.
Anything moving is what they said.
Including men.
And definitely men. So he was noted to sleep with. In my opinion, Quincy Jones is on the train with him, but he didn't say himself. He said Richard Pryor. He said he also slept with Marvin Gaye, of course, and then he said James Baldwin.
I thought that was Elvis Presley for a second. That
James
picture that came up. I said he slept with Elvis too.
You ain't say that. So, wifey, what you think? I'm disappointed in the Marvin Gaye thing. Everybody has their own sexuality, and you're entitled to that. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't see that in Marvin Gaye.
Well, I heard that years ago, but yeah, sis, what you think about that?
What you think? What you think, wifey?
I was only affected when I heard Marvin Gaye as well. Like, I didn't really care about the others, and it didn't shock me about the others. But when I saw Marvin Gaye's name on that list.
So you were fully aware now. So why weren't you surprised? I mean, Richard Pryor in itself, that shocked, the whole situation shocked me. Personally,
well, because
it's Richard Pryor.
Well, it is Richard Pryor,
So-
but I guess in my mind, when I think of someone who is abusing narcotics like heavily, like, you know, Richard Pryor was known to be like heavy into cocaine. So when you heavy into cocaine and you out of mind, I've never been on that, but I'm just assuming when you just out of your mind and you around the right person, right people, Marlon could have slid something in there.
That's what they were saying. A lot of drug use. They say Richard Pryor was heavy into cocaine. Of course, we all know that he has OD'd almost on the cocaine several times. Caught on fire, the whole nine. So we're aware of his habits. But they're saying that he used to be so sedated off the cocaine that pretty much they were just having orgies and just going crazy. So
Yeah, I can believe that.
Marlon Brando was one of the people that was heavily involved with this, along with Marvin Gaye and other people. I guess in that sense, it's just not that surprising because drugs does bring those things. Like now,
nah. Drugs is not going to make you gay.
Back up, sis?
No, hell no. Drugs is not going to make you
talk
gay.
About it. Wait a damn minute.
I'll let y'all talk. But
can we really say that if we haven't been like strung out on cocaine?
If a man is straight. And you just switch over and start going to the D, that's been in you. Like, you have to be attracted to drugs. Is not just going to turn you gay. I don't believe that.
No, I agree with you. But
if he did it, he had a desire to do that, and the drugs just made him a little more free and feel a little more looser to do it. Yeah, a straight man is not going to the D. It's not going to turn you gay. They wanted the D, that's why they got it.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think the drugs break down barriers. That when you are on
you
the
don't
fence,
care as much.
Then you already will cross over if you have it in you. Because I don't believe that you get on drugs. I agree with Dana. I don't think you get on drugs and say, let me try this man real quick. But I will say this, and we talk about this. Women today, in my opinion, you guys can give your opinion. Weigh in the chat room. Women today on Facebook, I'm talking to y'all too. Women today are allowing men today, are allowing women to do homosexual acts to them in the name of being their girlfriend, and they're saying, okay, that's cool because a girl did it.
Right.
Well, that's not straight
I think
either.
That's a gateway to opening up your sexuality to something that you're really not about, or you are about and not saying you're about it. So Terri can't take no dildos and play with me and nothing like that because I'm not homosexual. But a lot of men will allow that to happen in the bedroom based on the fact that it's a woman, and a woman can put her finger in there and do all that kind of buffoonery.
Okay, well, a finger and a dildo are two different things.
No, not to me. It's the same.
If a man will take a finger in his behind, a man will take something else in his behind. A straight man, in my opinion, and I can write a book. I won't even go into details right here on Spotlight on the City.
Do. Details.
But
we want details.
A man that will let you stick your finger in his rear end will probably allow you to stick something else if you keep pushing. He will probably allow something else. You're absolutely right.
Like first is the tongue. Now here come the finger. Now next thing you know, she bringing out toys, and this guy like this. Well, it's my girlfriend. I'm saying it ain't gay because this is my girlfriend.
Okay, so where does the line get drawn then? So is a tongue okay? Is a finger okay? Like where does the line get drawn? Where it's like
this is my thing. If you,
that's what I want to know.
All I'm saying,
her face.
Hey, listen.
She looking at us like what?
To each his
where do
own.
we draw the line?
To each his own. I just feel like that's a gateway to homosexuality. And I just honestly believe that in my heart. And I believe that a man has to have boundaries. What do y'all think?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, y'all tell us.
To allow a man to put her finger
in
his rectum or
objects.
Toys in
No.
Objects.
No.
Y'all need to get in here and let us know. Y'all looking so chat. Let's see.
Yeah, we do want to know.
Let me say something. So Carl on my news feed, and this is something that I was getting ready to ask when we were talking about Quincy Jones. My question is, what made Quincy Jones just come out of the blue and just start telling everybody that was gay? And how does he know all this? So he's just sitting there watching all the gay festivities go on, and he's he's
been noted to be gay.
What's his motive? What was his motive for coming out to put all of these people's business out that they were gay? Well, I wonder what his motive was behind this. He's known this for years and years and years. So what brings it out now? I wonder.
So don't be surprised now when Quincy comes out with allegedly somebody has something on him, or they're going to come out and call him out because now he done jumped out there and try to get ahead of it. So he might have some allegations coming against him or something crazy going on.
There's some trickery going on with this.
We heard about it back in the day, Quincy. We heard about how you was trying to sleep with Tupac and how Tupac had to go on you because Tupac was messing with your daughter. We heard about all of that stuff. So now all of a sudden you pointing the finger at my main man Marvin Gaye.
Well, Marvin Gaye's I've heard that years ago. Like I heard my mom and older people talking about that. They heard Marvin Gaye was on the down low years ago.
I promise I never heard
Yep.
that. And like I said, everybody has their own sexual preference. I'm not here to judge your sexual preference.
We're not judging.
But this is what I believe.
No judge zone.
If you are crossing over the fence or whatever, I think that you should be honest with yourself. I don't think that, because see, you put other men in the trick bag. If you sleeping with Terri and you a homosexual, and then here I come behind you and sleeping with Terri, you put me in jeopardy. Because now we both have slept with her, but you sleep also with men.
But you know what?
I don't do that.
But you know what? It's sad, and I had this conversation with, I think Malika about a month ago. And I say it's sad because if a man is attracted to men, even if he feels that, he's scared to come out openly. So just like with girls, there are a lot of girls that are bisexual. They're not open about it. It's a secret, but it's more accepted for women. But a man, if he's been around his boys all his life, he has a dad or he's supposed to be a man, so he has to hide it. But him having that desire is going to make him sneak, just like women do. It's sad and it's effed up, but I don't think that's ever going to change because nobody's going to come out. That's just like, just hypothetically speaking, you have a friend that's on the down low. That's been your buddy forever. Right. Y'all got money together. The dude has a family. He's been doing the right thing because he's a man, and that's what a man is supposed to do. But deep down inside of him, he is attracted to men. He's not going to let that out. He's scared because what will everybody think of him? What will his friends, family, like it's hard for him. I understand what you're saying, and I agree, but I don't think that's ever going to change because the reality is it's really hard.
Right. So if you have a man in your past, right, and you slept, and this man come to you, y'all haven't slept together yet. Or say you have one, and then he comes out and be honest, and he says, "Well, I'm bisexual. I just need to let you know." Do you stay?
No.
But you already slept with him.
I'm gonna get somebody to do something real bad to him because you better just don't let me know because that's terrible to find that out. Like. Hey, now you're gonna feel like you played with.
She look like she's sliding off the screen a little bit. Can we shift her over just a tad bit? Oh, she needs to come. I need to move her over some. No. Oh, it's fine. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's move on because I'm.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at the time.
Y'all done messed around and took it too far. Anyway, if a finger's in there and a dildo can go in there, then I'm just gonna say then you are bisexual. Like in my mind, you can't be straight because that's not happening. That's not straight activity. I'm not knocking you, but don't make you straight. On to Drake. I love this story. This is like the Good Samaritan of the day type of thing. Drake goes on a Good Samaritan giveaway spree. He was down Miami shooting a video. I forgot the name of the video. It's a new song they got out. But anyway, his first stop was a women's shelter. He gave $50,000 away to a women's shelter. Go ahead,
Drake.
Right? Then he ain't stopped there, though. Drake bent the corner and went on around and found a 20-year-old that had a competition that he signed up for to tell his story. He was raised by a single mom. One of the first to go to college in his family. Drake dumped $50,000 on him.
50?
Another 50.
Wow.
Then that wasn't enough for Drake, so Drake went on around to a grocery store called the Sober Tropical Supermarket, Sabar, S-A-B-R, in Miami, and gave another $50,000 and paid everybody's grocery bill.
Wow.
Everybody's grocery bill.
That's big.
Everybody's grocery bill. So big up to Drake, big up to Drake, right. Big up to Drake. And the reason I bring this type of news to spotlight is because we hear enough of what we don't do. We hear enough of who get locked up. Mm-hmm. We hear enough of who's a badass and who going to jail and who raped somebody. We get that. But we never get this. We never get positive energy about what we do. So here at Spotlight, I most definitely try to bring that. We got to wrap up the news. Okay, one last thing. Spotlight news is Spotlight sports. Real quick, and then we gotta bring up our guests. Cleveland clean house.
I know.
Cleveland.
Yes, they did.
Well, who the hell played for Cleveland?
LeBron.
Cleveland said, Dwayne Wade, get out of here. Iman Shepard, get out of here. Isaiah Thomas, you out of here. Jay Crowder, get up out of here. Derrick Rose, be gone. I don't understand.
Everybody.
Shout out to the Lakers, though, because they picked up Isaiah. And they can rate ball hard. And who else they got? They got Isaiah and they got Channing Frye. They going to the Lakers. So shout out to the Lakers because I think that's a good trade. And they also giving up a first round pick to the Lakers as well in the trade. Big news for basketball. The Cleveland Cavaliers cleaned the house. What do y'all think? Good move, bad move, indifferent. What do you think?
I'm out of it.
I'm indifferent. I'm over it.
You don't care nothing about it?
I'm over it at this point.
It's a big spot of trading in one team. I ain't never seen that many people. They
planning
for the future because they got to restack, see?
Right.
We need room to re-sign LeBron because he's coming for the big show.
That's right.
So either we need room to keep him so we're going to get rid of people and look for next year.
That's right.
Or I think they're just leaving that gap of money open.
I was like,
that's a big gap. That's a big gap of money they leaving open because that's right. Yeah. And see, I don't think their chemistry was right. So if they playing together and they not winning, why play together? Because they not winning like they should be. The deck is stacked over there and they still not doing it. Yeah. So I don't understand that. So anyway, we'll go to a commercial, you guys. You can play that.
We're going to
I think we got a Chuck commercial.
Y'all.
We can go to that Chuck commercial with KK.
I want to hear y'all's comments, though.
I sent the video with Chuck. We can play that, and I'll bring up Rodney right after this. We'll be right back.
Spotlight over the city. Don't y'all go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere.
Mo. That's Mighty Mo. They go out south 'cause I'm coming for you with baby girl KK. Tell me what you do. See, I'm from DC, you can't see me. And Chucky B, let him know. I used to say I would never, not in my days, never change my ways. Too good at getting away with all them games I play. Smooth walker, slick talker, anything I did. Get out of a jam quicker than MacGyver, you did. I think I'm sprung now. I seen the dude uptown.
I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See those superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See those superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See those superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Spotlight of the City, and we've added a +1, Dana.
That's right. We have Rodney. Look at me stuttering.
Now, see, I gave it to you, and you fumbling.
We have Rodney Branche, the founder of Copa Style magazine. The boss man himself is here.
The boss man. Let's give it up, Copa Style magazine.
Hello, everybody out there in TV land, Listen Vision land.
That's right. We've been trying to get Rodney here for a long time, and he's been in transition. There's so much going on with the magazine, and I know that because I'm also a lifestyle columnist for Copa Style magazine. So, Rodney.
What don't you do?
I know, I do a lot. He's so stupid.
18 jobs Jamaican. She's Jamaican.
So, Rodney, stop making me laugh. Rodney, tell our viewers who's Rodney Branche and what is Copa Style magazine?
Well, I usually go by Rodney Wayne Branche. Copa Style Magazine's been, this is our 5th year, actually our 6th. I started by writing for all things fashion DC. I have a background in engineering, sales. I went to UDC. I'm a Navy veteran. And I felt that we needed something in DMV to show lifestyle issues with fashion, style, elegance, travel, clothes, shoes, the whole 9 yards. So we have 165,000 readers on there.
That is
Dana.
big.
Dana has come
big.
and really comes in with the relationship things that is something that's very necessary because we all have to deal with different people and how we communicate with each other. And she brings on a real, I just can't even describe it. She broke records when she first came on with her first story. She broke a record. She came out with another one a couple of days ago. That broke the previous record. So relationships, style, fashion, hair, whole 9 yards. That's what we do. Fashion shows, we cover the whole 9 yards. And we'd like to know that we do it better than anybody else.
That's right.
That sounds wonderful. And you have the right person on your team, and you already know that. That's why she's there. This young lady right here, I don't know who can wear that many hats and then do good at every hat. Like, get in the arena, bam, knock it out. So I didn't even know you was writing for the magazine. I knew you was affiliated, but I didn't know what you were doing. But now we see. Look at this here.
Yeah.
Right. That's our new spokesmodel. That's Tracy Folks from out of Baltimore. And you'll be seeing more of her there. When you look at our cover girl this year is Susan Smallwood. Susan Smallwood is from Baltimore. And she gives a lot of different things. She is the perfect 10 socialite is her moniker.
We have 2 different covers.
With grandiosity.
Which cover?
Let's see what cover we have here.
Let's see what we got.
And we just started this cover program a year ago.
It's a cover. It's a Copa Style cover. Hold on one. Okay.
You had it on there before.
Okay, so Rodney, while he's trying to find the cover.
Is it this one?
Is that it?
That young lady was a young lady that you would see on, who's the guy that played the cop in the show, and he had the 2 little kids?
A cop in the show. You gotta tell us more than that, Rodney.
Okay, he played in. Wow, let's just go to Susan Smallwood right now.
Okay,
that's Susan Smallwood from Baltimore with grandiosity events. You probably remember her jet hangar event that she had. She's going to have a Valentine's Day event. She had Grandiosity 1 and 2 in the jet hangar over there at Signature Air Support. And it was just fantastic. We have a lot of pictures and stuff with that. That's the second time we've interviewed her. We're looking for someone from March to grace our cover of Copa Style magazine. I'm looking over here at Mrs. Long right now, and I'm telling you, geez.
Well, this is a package deal, so you got
to
bring her husband. You bring Miss Long, Mr. Long got to be
I'm gonna tell you
building.
something. We're looking for a couple, and we never had a couple in Copa Style magazine to grace the cover for that.
Here's your couple.
See, you just found a couple.
So you never know out there in TV land of here, like the city and everybody here.
Yeah, that'd be real hot.
That's real hot.
So Rodney, tell everybody, how has the transition been going from where you are online to having a
hard copy? Let me tell you something. Everybody likes to pick up a magazine that has a hard copy. You see the cover, you pick it up, you see it, you hold it in your hand, you can have it on your desk. Your clients can see it as you come in. This is a transition that we're making right now with our cover designs, what we're doing. We got a smoking cover design and with the graphics and everything. And in Washington, D.C. and the DMV, and of course, we started in the DMV, but now we consider ourselves a national magazine. We have New York correspondents. We're going to see new people there. Atlanta, we have a correspondent down there. About 2 more happen. And we have a correspondent in Hollywood that gives different things from, like, you would know it, acting and so forth, the different things you see. We have, what is that? There's a big show that's on Amazon right now that we had covered. Okay? Sangre Negra, I believe is a woman. Erica Estrada is on there. We covered 4 different people and actors, producers, and directors with that particular project. So there'll be more that are coming. It's a big secret that's happening. And also, we're working with more production companies here in the DMV. DMV produces a lot of different films through here. So we do fashion, style, travel, real estate. We have a gentleman here who is an architect that, like when you flip a house, I know Stan probably got a couple of houses, I know all this kind of stuff. And Mrs. Long, who knows what y'all are doing with I laugh so hard.
Miss Long has a travel agency as well. Shout out to Circle 7 Travel. Yeah, wifey done joined the Circle 7 Entertainment Club. We have an extended thing. But anyway, we're going to get to you on the magazine.
Well, of course, we do travel too as well. We cover Lisa Spoden and Tarek Salahi. They're doing their like 3rd or 4th world traveling thing. Really hotels in the seas. So I love to discuss with Mrs. Long with what's going on with travel because we want to do more things with travels and trips and people with lifestyle. So that's what it's all about. And Dana, you've been on this movie film thing that's been happening. We need to do something on you, what you're doing there, because every time I look up, I say, wow, look, she's on a set.
Well, you know what I want to wait for? I talked to you about that, Rodney, so I want to wait for that, and then I want to get in the magazine. I want to hold off from talking about stuff like that until I get what I told you about.
Okay,
so
I'm gonna zip it a little bit. Let's just put it this way out here, folks out here in the show.
Hey, Dana,
you're gonna see some interesting things from Dana in the future. Let's just put it that way. And thank you all for having me on the show. I'm very impressed in your show. I watched this show last week with the Swami. I should use him for that. The psychic, the gentleman, the lawyer.
Shout out to Mark Anthony.
And Dana was just over there trembling and everything.
It's kind of different show, right? Different type of show.
And it really hit me because I've been following him for a couple of years on there. That's a great show.
So you were aware of Mark Anthony?
I'm aware of Mark Anthony. I believe Mark Anthony was on BET, I believe, years ago, back in the 90s, and I watched him there. And I still don't know why they took him off, because he would be there on a set with people, and let's say he's interviewing you, and then would be someone like the cameraman or a sound person, so I'm picking up vibes from your aunt, from so-and-so. So he's pretty deep in what he does. I was very impressed.
Rodney, let me ask you this. Do you feel like there's a lot of competition with the magazine business here in the DMV, or do you feel like, okay, Copa Style Magazine is the DMV?
Let me tell you something. I love D.C. I was born in Brooklyn, and I was raised here since 1961 when I was 3 years old. So matter of fact, one of our houses is right over here around the corner on Euclid Street. So we were across the street from Banneker, right? My stepdad went to Howard. So the deal is your question. DC, the DMV has a lot of different things. We have a lot of talented people. This is a great training ground to go to places. They do fantastic. I think DC I love competition. Bring it on. Bring on competition. Most people say, well, I don't like these people because they're doing something better than me. Listen, you better hope you have some good competition around you. That's the only way you can gauge yourself and what you're doing. In this town with a limited number of designers, we have more series on designers, models, fashion shows. Sometimes we see the same people too many times, and we need to make room for new people to come through. That's the only way that DC can grow and develop. I mean, I remember when Harvey Star Washington first developed. I mean, you got Glenn Jackson, these people way back in the old days, toasting strawberries, about to do a article on that one. Unfortunately, she had left us, I believe, last year. But there is a lot of fashion greats that are in Washington, D.C. that started through here. We have a lot of music greats in Washington, D.C. I can't wait for Miss KK to get here, because I remember Chuck Brown. When are we the people going to be able to see it together? Get the camera in, go and get something with Slim Blow.
That's that back in the day. That's the original.
I'm old go. That's what I'm all about. I mean, D.C., we understand D.C. This is a special town here. For a lot of people to come here from different places, listen, look at all the events that we have here. Look at all the stuff. Your show here. Your show is it's fascinating. I'm sitting back saying, "Wow, we need to get these people on on a night talk show or something
and
with some
Rodney
stuff."
is picky. So for Rodney to
say that means something, right?
Yes, I am.
Because let me tell you, he's very straightforward. If he thought it was some garbage, he would be like, "Oh, Dana, I think this. You need to do this. You need to." He's very straightforward. So
you have to be.
He likes the show.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Too many. Look, Dana, with your articles, you go into this is what you talk about. Remember when we first started talking? Listen, it's great to be nice to people. But you got to be critical about certain things. If you're a professional out here and you're doing professional things, you have to hold yourself by some kind of professional level. Exactly. This is why we talk about you don't just throw anything out there.
That's true.
Exactly.
This is DC.
Right.
Look at your show. Look, you got the great backdrop stands looking good. Mrs. Long.
And Dana, and this one here, and this one here. And so, like, we try to bring good energy and try to keep it positive but fun. Like, we don't want to be so stiff that people can't enjoy the show, but we still try to have good content.
So that's why
chemistry. We are ourselves. And
that's it.
You have so many people that are working and doing stuff, and they're in the spotlight. As soon as that light comes on,
there's someone different.
Presto, somebody else comes to the screen. No, when that light comes on for us, if we're drinking. If we're talking,
if we're laughing, if we're talking,
but we're gonna get the job done.
Keep it professional.
We're gonna get the job done.
Now Sam was scaring me a little bit with the finger thing and.
Well, normally we don't get that far into it, but we don't normally go that far into it, but. Sometimes our audience will push it because they'll be in the chat room asking questions and egging us on to go there, but we still try to keep it classy. Like, we try not to go too
And the
far.
thing that I really like about your show, too, you have Minister Long, and you have her in the screen in the corner, and she comes in with different things. And the chemistry is something that I really don't see. I'm not trying to, flex anybody else's show, but this honest, chemistry.
Say what you feel.
Trust me, you know me.
I know.
If it sucks, I'll tell you. But I like your show because you have chemistry on the show. You guys bounce off each other, and with the other camera, when Mrs. Long is over there, and I was about to call her Halle Berry. But
my wife does look like Halle Berry.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Find a mirror, honey. You'll find her.
And she's almost 55 years old. So when somebody that old and look that good,
what did you just say?
Nah, my wife is.
And what I had
young.
planned for you tonight is.
I was playing, baby. You know
rap.
I'm joking. You know I'm joking.
Yeah,
but everybody knows she's gorgeous, and we thank you too for being caught. Cause she's a boss in her own right. So she leaves her job and she rushes up here to be a part of Spotlight of the City. And shout out before I forget, and I don't want to cut you off, right? But before we go any further, shout out to your cousin. She's watching the show tonight, and I told her I would shout her out. Netta, shout out to Netta, and shout out to baby Journey. Journey says she likes the Spotlight of the City as well. She's 2? But she loves Spotlight. Yeah. So anyway, I had to do that because I said I would. So anyway, what is the hardest thing about starting a magazine? Because people try to do it all the time. I see a lot of people going on online. So what's the difficulties that you found?
I'm glad you asked me that question. A lot of people ask me that. Now, a lot of people will look at a rose. Excuse me. What do you see in a rose? You see a bouquet in a rose. You see the beautiful red, the colors of pastels in a rose. All you see is in a vase somewhere. And you love it. It's smelling. It's great. But you don't look at the fertilization, the temperatures and moisture that brought about that rose. Same thing with the magazine. You look at a magazine, you love it. You look at a Vogue magazine, you look at Essence magazine, it's beautiful cover in the whole 9 yards. Now, I started out as a fashion photographer in 1975 when I was in Coolidge High School. And then when I graduated, I went to New York. and I got a job the first day, and I worked as an assistant and started doing portfolios. So I understand fashion, understand style, understand photography. So where I am right now, I'm like the admiral where we are. So magazine, your question. It's a difficult thing with the magazine. Think of when you pick it up from the paper, the glossy, the stock, the size. When you look at that cover girl and that person, it reflects you. When you look at it, one makes you pick it up and read that story on that person. If you notice that all of our covers, they're individuals in town who are interesting in their own right in what they do. And all of our stories we do are interesting people. Right. So we do small people that do big things and big people that are interesting. So all of our stories. So the magazine, you have to get a printer, the right, cost, the right feel, the right number of pages, and of course you can't do anything without advertisers and sponsors.
You need that.
You need that with that. So that's what we're working on. We're going to be out in April with our publication.
That's the hardcover?
That's the hardcover.
So you guys are just now going into the hard.
Right.
We're online.
We're online for 5 years. That's how we got 165,000 readers, and that's why we're expanding to Atlanta, just like you guys have a sister station, Atlanta.
Yeah. That's
Atlanta is vibrant. I lived down there for 12 years in the 90s, when it was the hip-hop capital of the world. Mm-hmm. I can tell you some stories back then in Atlanta in those days during the 90s. But D.C. is a fabulous place. The DMV is just awesome. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of talent through here with music. We've got artists. We got stylists. We've got, people do all kinds of things here. But people need to be recognized here. Right. And people need to be more serious about what they do.
That's what I think. They need to be more serious about what they do. A lot of people are talented, but they're not professional. Mm-hmm. So you can have people that's supposed to come on the show or whatever the case is, and for instance, they good and they're talented, but if you don't show up to be good and talented, then you're not professional.
Yes.
So we have a lot of people that say they're going to do certain things and then not so much. So we got to start being true to our word.
Yes, and I want to add something else here real quick. I don't want to do too much, but the main thing right now, and she knows what I'm talking about. Stan, I've seen a book about Ashley about this book over here. She's
that's another thing. But I want to get your stuff out. I
understand. I just caught that on my eye over here, and I said, "Wow, she didn't tell me about that."
No,
but
that's my.
I know everybody says now. I'm like, wow. But here's the most important thing. I don't care if you're shining shoes. I don't care if you're doing hair. I don't care if you're a designer. I don't care if you're a photographer, and you both know, everybody knows here, communication is king. If you can't communicate with anybody in business, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
What are you going to do? Everybody says, well, I'm busy. Hell, I'm busy too. But I can give a message, okay, I'm online, I'll get back to you later.
That's my pet peeve when you say that, and it makes me so sick because exactly what you said. I was talking to Tiffany. Shout out to Tiffany for Tea Capri Gourmet Treats. We were talking just yesterday, and I said, Tiffany, this is what bothers me with people, and this is why I think it's a bunch of BS. Don't talk to me about being busy. I'm working on 6 projects with 6 different people every day.
Hello.
I'm in meetings. I'm on conference calls. I'm driving here. I'm driving to one meeting on a conference call. I make time for what I want to make time for. It's just a cop-out a lot of times when people say they're too busy. Because people say they're too busy, they're doing one thing. You're not too busy. I can show you a list of people that I know that are very busy, and communication is the key. But our people on a whole, people around our arena in this area in the DMV, a lot of them, instead of communicating like you said, they will stop talking to you. They won't call you. They won't text you. They won't answer your call. That's a sign of weakness. Communication is the key. And we're going to keep falling and failing if we don't communicate. But people are they're more what's the word I'm looking for? They're probably more in tune to copping out and disappearing instead of standing in front of you, looking you eye to eye and communicating with you.
Yeah, and indeed. And on that particular point too, never assume whatever or presume what someone's thinking about. I deal with different clients in different ways, good people, but if you're gonna do something, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't presume anything. If I didn't say it, you hear. I want to hear yes. I want to hear a strong no. I don't want to not hear from you for weeks, and we're planning something. Call the phone. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it at a different time. Don't do anything. And as Black people, you put out a very important post on customer service. Customer service and dealing with people, we do it every single day. Pick up the phone. look what we have. We can send texts. We can send voice messages. You don't have to speak to me, but send in a message and let me know so I don't have to guess, because time is money and money is time. And I do with hundreds of people all the time. And, we all have something, but we have to just look into ourselves and just be honest with each other and communicate wisely. That's all. No, if you don't want to do something, just okay. Look, Mr. Branche, we change around. There's a turn around. I can't do it. Don't waste my time. My time is important. So there you go.
So speaking of spending time, I know you dealt with a lot of different people because of the magazine.
Yes.
What is one of your favorite encounters with the magazine? Like something that made you be like, wow, I'm glad I met her. Or I'm glad I met him. Or do you have that moment that it's like, wow? Because we meet a lot of people here on Spotlight, and like, I would say one of the people that made me say wow was a young man, 93. What's his name?
DJ Quicksilver.
DJ Quicksilver.
Yeah, me too.
I really liked his energy.
Spotlight over the city.
And he made me. He was humble.
He sure was.
And
humble.
so he's a lot more than a DJ. Shout out to DJ Quicksilver. He's a lot more than a DJ. But when he came on the show, he made us feel big and great.
He did.
He talked about how great we were and how.
Well, y'all are great. I mean,
and so I'm saying that to say humbly, he was humble. Like, because he's way more than just a DJ.
Yeah, he is.
He's a morning show personality. He's syndicated. I think he's Diddy's personal DJ. He's a whole bunch of other things going on. But he kind of humbled me with his humbling.
Right.
So I wanted to know, did you have someone you encountered that made you feel
something? That's a very good question, Stan. When I think about that right now, and we rotate the staff on a regular basis, as Dana knows that. Dana is one of our stellar. I use that term stellar a lot when it comes to our staff of Copa Style Magazine. We have about 12, 14 different staff members. They rotate around, and of course, since we're going to a monthly publication now, and we're staying with a weekly with Copa Style Magazine, and we've still been breaking records. Right now, I mean, we've done several hundred stories in the last 5 years. Dana, I don't want to blow your head up or anything like that.
No, you're not blowing my head up.
You bring the realism out to people in your article of people being real to each other and what they do to communicate with that. And when your story comes out, it resonates, man. It resonates with our readers. And that's what it's all. I mean, she's gorgeous and all this kind of good stuff. And people think you're gorgeous, you're conceited and all this kind of stuff. You're hard to deal with. She puts it down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be me.
Dana does.
I write my articles. I write my articles to be honest and real. I don't write it because I want this group of people to like me or because I think this is what they want to hear. I write it just to be honest, and just you telling me that I broke records with my stories, that just shows that people are getting it. Whether they tell me they get it or not, the numbers are telling me people get it. We see the numbers,
they get it because they're reading the stories, and we see the analytics. As soon as your story is hit, and we put out our stories on LinkedIn, we put it out on Twitter, of course Facebook, and Instagram. Instagram has really been growing exponentially with the different stories that come through. So we're proud of that, and we look for more stuff with Dana, and we have some new people that we're going to introduce and different things that come through. But it's an interesting thing. There's so many different people, Stan, that come in that resonate. Because she's right here, and I'm thinking about her next story coming up for next month, and then for the printed edition. And it's just like a punch in your chest. And where you say, oh, man, she's really saying it. She's putting it out here. We have a lot of pretentious individuals, and I'm trying to beat on people with personalities. We got a lot of pretentious individuals in Washington, D.C. We got a lot of cliques in Washington, D.C. Yeah, I said it. And good people now. Good people, pip circles. Okay, that's fine. I'm not knocking you. Without clicks, heck, we wouldn't have Copa Style Magazine. So yeah, go ahead, Stan.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to address. You guys want to address some of your people that's on Facebook, because we go Facebook Live as well. Shout out to everybody looking on Facebook Live. If anybody has a question for Rodney, let us know. I know you guys are tuned in. Anybody has any additives, anything you wanted to throw out there before we keep it moving? No questions. Nobody. Everybody just looking tuned in.
Right.
Questions. I'll be nice.
Did you have a question, wifey?
I did not have a question. I'm just sitting here so intrigued with this magazine, and now I can't wait to go just start looking at it.
Can I have a transparent moment real quick? I wasn't going to say anything on the show, but I just feel like I just have to give you your props. Don't get nervous. I'm not going to send you. Wait a minute. He said
I never get nervous.
Crazy.
Wait a minute. What is Dana?
He's like, well, what you about to do?
I was trying to get this chair before I fall out. This chair is like, having an argument with me.
Right?
I want to give you props because Copa Style Magazine, since I joined the staff of Copa Style Magazine, I've seen the transition. I've seen the elevation. And I'm telling you, I shared it and I commented. I think it was last week. I think she's relatively new. But she is doing the interviews and I see all these Hollywood stars and I'm like, just seeing the magazine elevate, it's like, wow. Like, it's always been great, but I just see so much greatness. It's just rising and rising and rising. I'm looking at the stories. I'm like, wow, he's on TV. Wow, he's in the movies. Like, you have correspondents everywhere, and they are getting great stories. So while you're giving me props and you're giving your staff props, I definitely want to give you props. And I know, because we're very close, you go through a lot behind the scenes. But for you to still stand strong and just keep pushing forward, just ignoring all of the nonsense and chatter going on around you,
a lot of that.
That's people need to see that. People definitely
I
need to
agree
see
with
that.
Dana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So big props to you for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you very much.
Anytime you're an entrepreneur, it takes a lot of energy, and it takes support, and it takes that drive. So I know you hit times where you be like, oh, this is hard.
Dana's had some of those calls.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, get it out. Go ahead, get it out.
but you do keep going.
Yeah, we're
And you
human.
do keep going and going and going and going. And so I wish you much success on the magazine. I'm pretty
Thanks,
sure
man.
that it's going to go to great heights. So we're looking forward to seeing that the hard edition, the paperback edition, come out. When is that coming out again?
It's due to go out for April.
April.
You two be the first one to see the copy.
And when is me and Dana's article? Don't me and Dana have an article on Spotlight coming in the magazine?
I almost had to shoot off her pinky toe.
I kind of thought that's what we was
do
going
something with Stan. Your show is just. What I want to do is interview both of you on the show. Because I want to hear about the origin of the show and how you guys got together with that, and
It's
Mrs.
amazing
Long
how we
and
got
what she
together.
does.
It's godsend
And make it
because
happen,
we didn't even know each other.
Chemistry. It is great chemistry.
Yep.
And I just like it. I love it. Thank you all for having me on the show.
Oh man, we
thank
appreciate you
you.
being on the show sometime.
I got a text. I didn't want to interrupt or I didn't want to push my Facebook Live because I don't want to click the people off. But KK is not going to be able to come. And
Okay.
She sent her apologies, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the show to say that.
Wait a minute,
but-
hold on. I thought I could sing my go-go songs to Miss
Well, we'll still let you turn up a little bit. We'll play.
When are we the people going to be able to see it together? Yeah.
So shout out to KK. Sorry she couldn't make it. I was looking forward to the interview because we have been trying to get with her for a while.
Yeah.
I definitely had some strong questions for her about her dad's situation and how they keeping it going and how they still cranking, kind of sort of like just how they were when he was here. So
Yes, they are.
we went
We'll
out
get her
to
back,
Bethesda Jazz and Blues one time and listened to them not long ago. And when I say they did their thing,
Yeah, they did.
So shout out to you, KK. Sorry you couldn't make it. We definitely was looking forward to the interview, but hopefully we'll pull her back on the show another time.
Okay, so I would say let's keep it moving like we do, and let's have a hot topic. We have Rodney here, and Rodney is definitely going to keep it real. So we still have a few more minutes. We could get a hot topic in, and then we can have our people on Facebook Live chiming in like they do every week.
Yep. So
what do you say?
let's say what we're going to discuss here. What y'all want to discuss? What topic do you guys have? What something that you guys
For the
want to
people
touch on?
Facebook Live, do you all have a hot topic? Anybody have a hot topic? My thing might be kind of crazy.
Yeah, let's
No,
see.
I think you all brought something up earlier. You may as well finish it out. You
Let's
may as well
finish
finish
the
that
topic.
topic
Okay.
out because the next question that I wanted to ask was because I happen to know males that say to me, listen, I will let another man do whatever to me, but I'm not like that. It's just that I'm receiving it. So I'm not gay, but I'm receiving it.
Okay.
And so I want to know what you all think about that. I have had not one, but two guys. I mean, they're not guys that
Were
I
you
would
dating? Were you dating this particular? You have to ask because this is Spotlight, and we need clarity on Spotlight.
I'm gonna give you
Producer
100%.
behind it.
I'm gonna give you
I
Shout out to
100%
producer.
clarity on that. It's a no.
It's a no.
No,
Okay.
but
Just
I
checking
do
now,
have
checking.
I have had conversations with two different men who stand on the side of the fence that they are not gay, they are not bisexual, they're none of that. But there have been times in their lives where they have had other men who are gay do things to them,
But they're not gay.
because they're like, well, he did that to me because I made him do it, or he owed me some money, or whatever, and so
Okay.
I made him suck it.
He was gay.
Okay. So now,
gay.
Dana, what you?
That's-
Wait. We got a guess.
That's
Rodney. Now we need your honesty now, Rodney. We need you to be honest. Now this is the no judgment zone. If you homosexual, gay,
No
whatever
judging.
you are, we're not here judging your sexuality, but we're trying to get to the bottom of the situation.
Right.
Okay.
If you proclaim to be straight, right?
Yeah.
Rodney, and you get with a guy, and you allow him to do any type of sexual act, do you consider that just being freakish or just wild sex, or do you consider that homosexual activity?
Well, first of all, if you're a heterosexual male and you have a homosexual male or a bisexual male, and someone touches you inappropriately, well, that's not cool in the first place. Let's start it there. However, like I said, I've been in situations. Like I said, I lived in New York City, in the 70s, right, during the disco era, where you had a lot of gay folks doing a lot of stuff. I was out working one time, and I was in an elevator. I guess I was 18 years old, and the doors shut in the elevator, and it takes a while because in New York the buildings 100 stories. Mm-hmm. So this cat rings over and kisses me on my neck and act like I'm Doris Day and he's Rock Hudson.
He
right?
kissed you, a man kissed you on your neck.
Wait a minute. Stop right there. Wait.
Okay, so what
the
did you
music
do?
stopped, Rodney. Wait.
He said the man kissed him.
The
on
man
the neck
just.
in the elevator.
Now, were y'all together?
No, we're working together, right?
Okay, so you didn't know him. Okay,
Right,
that's
I
what
knew
threw
the
me
guy,
off.
right?
I ain't know what to do.
He was
after
from
that.
France. We were working in New York. I can speak French.
Oh, well,
so
they just like that. He might
That's
have
their
been
culture.
gay.
So
That's their culture
that's
over
what
there.
I'm getting. But let me give us some clarity through here. It's a culture when you go up somebody, something like that, do a little, smoochy. But nah, this is Rock Hudson Doris Day time, okay? I mean, this guy, was on my neck like a vampire, okay? He was really
So
going for it.
what did you do, Rodney?
Well, that's why I want to bring it up. It's how I reacted to the situation.
How did you react?
Yeah.
I reacted to the situation because I knew the guy, and of course, some people they have to, initiate something there, and that was his way of initiating it. So I just said, dude, let's be real here just for a second. Getting back to communication again. This is where all the problems start. So, dude, let's be clear here. I'm not gay. Hey, you're good buddies and all this kind of stuff, but I'm not gay. I'm not looking for some kind of affair with you, so I appreciate if you don't do that again.
Rodney, you're a nice man.
So
right now,
this I'm playing devil's advocate, right? He be like, "Well, I'm just saying we're gonna keep it on the low, buddy. It's just between me and you. Elevator love. It's some elevator love.
It's elevator teeth on
Jay
the
Z.
floor.
It's some Jay Z, Beyonce elevator love.
No, but I'm just saying that basically it's a thing where I could have. Look, I was young. I could have slugged the guy in the elevator, had a big fight go through there, but I felt it didn't warrant that situation.
Right.
It didn't warrant it because he probably thought that I was a prospect for him.
So
But
you gave him a
made it
vibe,
clear.
Rodney. You made him feel like you was giving off those type of friendly vibes in the elevator while the music slowly played.
Now I have another.
I
got another.
As the
situation.
elevator slowly went down.
Yeah. Now let me tell you something else, Stan.
I had to set the scene.
Hold on, let me tell you something else. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now this thing happened about 12 years ago because I've done bartending and stuff like that because I do catering.
Okay.
I work for other people like that. So we're there in our tuxedos and we're in a big swanky place. And it's like 3 bartenders right behind there, and one gentleman got behind me, and I don't want to be too explicit here, but since your show is a little open here, this gentleman, put his hands around the crack of my butt.
He groped you.
Right. So he
groped you like Terry Crews.
Yeah, right. So I gave him a good little, Marvin Hagler, a wallop
so you hit
in the
him.
nose.
You didn't even know him.
That was just complete out of line. He just, if it was a woman who did that to me, I would have been upset.
Right.
Okay, now let's talk about that, Rodney. Let's stay right here for 1 second. We ain't got that long. If a woman decides to grab your butt and maybe slide a finger on the low, though, just, what you think, Rodney?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right this. Now, I'm like this, and like I said, I'm not gay, and I'm not knocking gay people on this kind of stuff. But if a woman, did the same thing to me, I would have turned to her and said, "Honey, look, come on now, you need to cut that shit out for real,
Right?
for real."
Rodney said, "Wait a minute, wait a minute, hold it."
If I was married, I don't think my wife would do that to me in open like that.
She shouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just inappropriate.
It would look like your wife is like insinuating that you like it, especially doing it in public. I mean, she can play with you in the house and hit your butt or something like that in the house, but not coming up behind you.
My wife right there, she'll testify how I feel about the
situation. I have been
she right here. You ain't got to go nowhere.
And do something. I might try to squeeze his cheeks or something.
No, you tried to. You tried me when we first met. You tried me. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
My wife screamed.
Malika said, "I just screamed, laughing out loud."
No, I didn't. Well,
I almost broke it off.
All men. But Stan, listen.
The music stopped.
No, I have to test all men. I do the test, and I was testing you. And if you had been like, ooh, then it would have been a problem.
So then what would have happened?
It would have been a problem. You would have not been Mr. Long, and I wouldn't have been Mrs. Long.
Oh my goodness.
So I tested you out.
Okay,
and you passed the test.
Yeah, I don't do tests good. So anyway,
you passed the test. He almost knocked the hell out of me.
No, I'm being serious. I don't play all that.
So
Rodney, yes, we are.
Thank you.
Up next, Sonny's World. By the way, we gotta get off the set, you guys. But I thank you for coming. Please give out all your information before you get off set, real quick. Where can they find you on Instagram, your IG, your all your social media, everything?
Okay, it's Rodney at Copa Style Mag on Instagram. On Facebook, I'm Rodney Branche. On LinkedIn is Rodney Branche. Twitter, Copa Style Mag. That's how you want to get in touch with us.
Well, Rodney, thank you so
much.
Website?
What's the magazine?
The magazine is copastyle.com. COPASTYLE. Copastyle.com.
And if you all would like to if you would like to have an article, if you would like to advertise with Copa Style Magazine, you can just hit Rodney up, or you can hit me up.
Or you can go to elevatormusicslowly.com, rubonit.com, one of those, and you can also link it to Rodney. No, I'm just messing with you. Hey, you've been a wonderful guest, Rodney. We appreciate you coming on, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to you, wifey. Appreciate you coming on set, holding us down, wifey. Looking gorgeous. Dana, definitely appreciate you every week. Yes. You guys tune in next week. We have a wonderful show.
You all pick up a copy
Sonny's
of my
World
husband's
up next.
book.
Get your copy of Blackbird Melly, The Transformation of a Gangster today on Amazon. You guys make sure you get the copy.
Get a copy.
Movie coming soon. Book, check it out. Get your copy. We got to get out of here. But love hard, live good, God first. Spotlight over the city. Mugged up too, though.